You thought it was bad in Chicago? It's about to get worse, as half the police force is going to be placed on unpaid leave starting on October 15th. If you've got your concealed carry license, now would definitely be the time to carry. If you're one of those people who only carry when you think you're going to need it, this is the time you might need it. If you don't yet have your concealed carry license, you're kind of out of luck, because the state's going to take many, many months to get that license to you. It's not something that happens overnight. 2-day class, and then when you apply, you're going to wait at least, in August, it was 160 days average wait time to get that concealed carry license. But all is not lost. There are other options available to you, less lethal, non-lethal options that you can utilize, as well as we'll talk about transporting your firearm, what you can do to protect yourself, because as is made aware time and time again, the government cannot protect you. Half the police force is going to be sitting at home. That's going to be definitely a problem. Some people are calling it the Chicago Purge. So be safe. We're going to talk about right now what you can do to protect yourself. Of course, if you've got your concealed carry license, I urge you to carry your firearm wherever and whenever legally possible and avoid gun-free zones. Don't leave it at home. It's not going to do you any good. If you don't yet have your concealed carry license, that's a problem. So there are other options. Let's talk about transporting your firearm, because the concealed carry license allows you to carry a loaded or unloaded handgun, concealed or mostly concealed, on your person, on or about your person, or within your vehicle. Okay, so before concealed carry passed, a lot of people were transporting their firearm in things like fanny packs. We've got court rulings regarding the console of your car. The law says in Illinois that as long as the firearm is unloaded and enclosed in a case, that is one way that you can transport your firearm. So of course, this is not legal advice, just a reminder that you can be arrested for anything, and then the letter of law becomes your defense in court. You are quite literally guilty until you prove your innocence. Like it or not, that's the way the legal system works. Even though it's not supposed to, that's the way it works. So, many people before concealed carry passed in Illinois were transporting their firearms in cases. So what's a case? It's a pretty broad definition in the Illinois language. It says a case, a firearm carrying box, a shipping box, or other container. So it's a pretty broad definition. I would consider this backpack, which is an item, very innocuous. Everybody carries a backpack or something like that, a briefcase. Some people carry fanny packs, sling packs. Some of these items are specifically designed for firearms. This one is not. This is just an everyday carry backpack that I use for my laptop and my notes and things like that. But what we have in here is a firearm, and we're ready to go. What you'll notice is the firearm was unloaded. I brought it out of the case. I brought the magazine out of the case, and then I loaded. So some people refer to this as 5-second carry. Certainly it should not take you 5 seconds to deploy that firearm. It might. You should be practicing if that's how you're going to transport your firearm. You would need a firearm owner identification card to be legal to transport a firearm. But that is one option. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying I wouldn't hesitate, me personally, if I didn't have a concealed carry license and needed to go into a place like Chicago. I would definitely consider transporting a firearm in a case. We have some other options as well if you don't want to go to that route. So I've been carrying a knife on my person since I was 17 years old. Some people have asked me if that was legal to do at age 17. The answer is I have no idea, but I was doing it. Illinois law talks about you can carry a knife as long as you don't have the intent to use unlawfully. Okay? So do I have an intent to use this knife unlawfully? Absolutely not. My intent, the reason why I do carry it, is to open boxes, packages, things of that nature. Quite literally, I clean my nails with it. So there's a lot of utility that you can get out of a knife, but it can also be a tool of defense. you don't have to spend a lot of money on a knife. This is a DeWalt knife that I quite literally got from Home Depot, probably about $25, $30. I've had it for a few years. You sharpen the blade every once in a while. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a knife. Of course you could, but you don't have to. And with a thumb assist, you can deploy this from your pocket quite quickly. Just reach in, get it out, flick it open. If you have a FOID card, you can carry a switchblade as well, what we call a spring-assisted out the front or out the side switchblade. But this is not that. So you don't even need a FOID card to carry a knife if you don't yet have the FOID card, because again, that's going to take a month or two to get as well. One thing I want to note is the blade length is probably not City of Chicago legal off the top of my head. I believe that City of Chicago has a 2.5 inch, 2.5 inch blade restriction. So while that one's not legal, this one is. This is a 2.5 inch blade. It's got a little sheath, a little holster here. This is a K-bar, K-A-B-A-R. And they make various different blades. This is a decent one. This is nice. I think this is like their detective or investigator model or something like that. You can carry it just like this and deploy it. This is actually made for cross draw, but I've reversed it for left-handed. Reason being because I do carry a firearm on my person every day. That's on my right side, so this way I have a weapon on my left and my right. If you don't want to carry a knife, that's fine too. We have other options. Pepper spray. And you can carry pepper spray in Illinois. This is Saber 3-in-1, so it's got CS tear gas, red pepper, and it also has a marking gel for investigative purposes. So this is a decent pepper spray. You don't have to get this one. There are other pepper sprays on the market. Do your research. I want you to understand something though, that when you spray pepper spray, there is a chance that you could actually be spraying yourself a little bit as well. If you're going to get pepper spray, you should probably get the tester bottle as well, so you can kind of practice bringing that out of your pocket and spraying and hitting your target. But understand, just like I said, with wind and whatnot, you can be spraying yourself as well as the bad guy. So it's something you should be prepared for. People don't like to hear it, but I actually tell people, if you're going to carry pepper spray, you should probably actually take a hit of it. That's something you should definitely do in a controlled environment, preferably with like an instructor who knows how to treat that. But if you're going to carry pepper spray, you should probably take a hit of it so you know how you're going to react to it. Because again, if you carry pepper spray, there is a chance that when you're spraying a bad guy, you're going to take a hit of it as well. We have another option, a flashlight. Now, you might not think about a flashlight as a defensive tool, but it certainly can be at night. Because if you were to shine a flashlight such as this, and this is a, this is a Surefire one. We've done a review on our website about this specific flashlight. This is a Surefire flashlight. It's designed for actually shooting purposes. But if you were to shine a flashlight like this, which off the top of my head, let's just say 300 lumen, I don't recall exactly, but that is enough to temporarily blind a person. That's enough to demotivate many attackers. Not all, but many. If you see someone coming at you and you hit them with a blast of light real quick, hey, what are you doing? That may demotivate the attacker. Certainly at night, you're going to wash out their vision. You wash out their vision, and then you can control as you're walking around, making distance, moving. Also, it has a slightly serrated bezel. Okay, not sharpened, but some of them actually do have some pretty sharp bezels. So if you need to use it as an impact weapon, you can do that as well. If you were to, throw a punch in your fist, that would help as well. So a lot of less lethal options that are available to you. Certainly, something like a taser or a stun gun is an option as well. You're definitely, someone needs to get in close with a stun gun. A taser is not 100% reliable. There's a two-pronged shootout. Sometimes one might miss the target. So those electronic devices are an option as well. We always call these things less lethal, not non-lethal. Less lethal because could a flashlight kill someone? Sure, if they have a seizure and you blast them in the face and they, fall down and hit their head, That could be lethal. Pepper spray that can have an allergic reaction. Certainly a knife is not non-lethal by any stretch of the imagination. But I also want to remind you, lastly, you win the fight that you're not in. 100% of the time, you win the fight that you're not in. So if you keep your head on a swivel, if you stay aware of your surroundings, if you stay aware of your environment, and if you conduct yourself like you are not a victim, you're not meek, you're not mild-mannered, but you're authoritative in your movement and you're aware. If you don't look like a victim, the likelihood that a criminal will select you as a victim goes down. It's never zero, but it does go down. And again, you win the fight that you're not in, so be aware of your surroundings so you don't have to fight. You can escape from a situation. All those things are important. So I urge you to get your concealed carry license because this is going to happen again. We saw last year during the riots, the police could not keep up with the number of calls. We're seeing this year that Mayor Lori Lightfoot is putting the police officers half the force, estimated half the force, on unpaid leave. We saw Cook County Prosecutor Kim Fox a week ago refusing to press charges on a group of gangbangers who were doing a rolling drive-by, a gun battle down the streets of Chicago, refusing to press charges even though the police officers arrested these people. You're on your own. You are on your own. Your self-protection is your responsibility. It's time you take it seriously. Sign up for a concealed carry class now. Look into these options, these less lethal. Look into transporting your firearm. Again, sign up for a concealed carry class. We're running classes on weekends and weekdays for your convenience. As always, everybody, be armed, be trained, and be alpha.